Hey guys, welcome to Get Busy Watching. I'm your host, Honest Dan. Let's talk movies.
Relax, be cool, cause if you don't, you'll act like a fool, so be cool.
In commemoration of the upcoming sequel, Don't Breathe 2, I'm taking a look back on the 2016 original. When this first came out, it got a ton of critical praise, and it seemed to be pretty popular amongst audiences as well. I was not in that camp. I actually thought it was just okay. Not nearly as good as everyone else was saying it was. Believing only the concept, certain scenes, and Stephen Lang as the blind man, those were the only good things about this. But how does it hold up in 2021? This is my honest opinion of Don't Breathe. Rocky, played by Jane Levy, is a young thief alongside her boyfriend Money, played by Daniel Zavato, and the kindly Alex, played by Dylan Minnette, all with dreams of leaving their home for California. They're told of a house that belongs to a blind war veteran, played by Stephen Lang, who has a lot of money from a court settlement, and they decide to rob him. However, the situation gets far worse when they make mistakes and realize the blind man is far more capable than anyone gave him credit for, killing Money and trapping both Rocky and Dylan in the house, which has even more horrors as they try to escape. Nah, still just okay. Way too much suspense of disbelief for me, says the guy who practically lives off of his superhero movies, but it's true. I think there's way too many dumb moments for me to consider it good. That's not to say that it's a straight up bad flick. It has good, even great moments strewn about. It's just not consistent. More or less, I'm with the movie for the first half hour. When we show these kids robbing this house, and when we see the homes that they, or at least Rocky, lives in, it's really not that hard to see why they are the way they are. Rocky's mom, being a terrible mom, has a boyfriend with a freaking swastika tattooed on his hand. It's no wonder that she has dreams of running away with her younger sister. I'm not even all that shocked that Rocky isn't exactly much better. She clearly gets her taste in men from her mom. Money is pissing all over a strange carpet, referring to Rocky as his bitch.
That's my bitch in there. Of course I give a fuck.
But the more egregious offense is how even she's willing to manipulate Alex into getting involved with this whole thing. Knowing he doesn't want to cross certain lines, knowing that he has something to lose, more importantly, knows that he has feelings for her, she isn't afraid to use her personal baggage and his feelings to influence his decision making. Believe me, bro, I myself have been on the receiving end of that. I have no real doubt that she does genuinely like the guy, but that doesn't exactly give her a pass for everything that develops. I know it doesn't sound like I'm giving a praise, but what I'm trying to establish is that the movie does a solid job of towing the line of whether or not these kids deserve what's happening to them, or perhaps more accurately, that no matter how bad they are, they don't deserve it.
Let me give you some advice. Be a good friend and stay in the fucking friend zone, aight?
I have to admit, there are some genuinely tense moments as well. When the movie wants to go hard, it goes all the way with it. Favorite scenes include the basement, Rocky. Even this air duct scene is pretty cool. I give credit that the acting is all around pretty good, but the scene stealer has to be Stephen Lang as the blind man. His performance hasn't aged a day. I've seen superhero villains with less gravitas and threat factor that don't come remotely close to him. The way he listens to his surroundings, the way he walks around the house with precision, he's closer to a force of nature. Were it not for the more horrible things he's done, he'd be the legit hero of the story that anyone could get behind. But,
There's nothing a man cannot do once he accepts the fact that there is no God.
Oh, no.
And to think, the sequel wants to make him an anti-hero. Tone-deaf filmmakers? Why, that's crazy talk. Jokes aside, if there's any reason to see this movie, it's Lang. As far as I'm concerned, he is the movie. But it's that time to talk about the negatives, the very thing that the die-hard fans don't really want to admit to. Sorry, at the end of the day, I don't think this movie is very good. I feel like the popularity comes from just how willing everyone was willing to suspend their disbeliefs. I couldn't do that all the way through. I can easily set aside the real-world metrics of clothing grazing against skin, even heavy footsteps being silent enough to go unnoticed by a blind man. Sometimes a movie just gotta be a movie. But when half of it is borderline action gunfire, even in this run-down neighborhood, gunfire in the middle of the night would definitely wake someone up, and that someone will likely call the police. The fact that the filmmakers didn't work around this and kept letting it happen just screams, "We thought it'd be cool, man!"
Yeah, whatever, Judge Judy, come on.
I'm sure the girl being trapped in the basement was more for shock value, but if you really take a step back to think about it, it's pretty pre-K, actually. How has this been able to happen for X amount of time? It's later revealed why she was down there, the implication being at least a few months. She's a rich girl who staved off a prison sentence because her parents were wealthy and powerful. So with that in mind, how in blazes have the police not searched for her in this house? Do the parents even know that she's gone? If the police did investigate, how did they not find her? She's not exactly well hidden. There's no real explanation where those same rich and powerful parents have been since she got kidnapped. Unless there's a subtle news report on a TV or a newspaper clipping that I didn't see that briefly covers that, but this was a huge question mark for me. Hold up. Did the ending news broadcast even mention the girl's body in the basement?
Last night, 2 burglars broke into his home and attempted to rob and brutally attack him. This visually impaired man was able...
Oh, no.
This is so fucking stupid.
Now, I don't know about everyone else, but I feel like it was actually pretty easy to escape the house, at least early on. And the only reason it became harder is because they made it harder for themselves. They could have easily escaped through the front door, but chose to go through the basement. Why? Because I guess another layer to the story needed to be tacked on. By this point, I had completely disregarded the best horror flick in years tags that critics were pissing about and had to accept that this was just dumb. Yes, it led to one of the best scenes in the movie, but at the cost of smart characters, sorry y'all, I just can't get past it.
We have to get her out of here.
No, Rocky. We don't have time. We'll get out of here and we'll call the cops.
For me, it's not enough that a movie has a great concept and only certain great executions of that concept. All of that needs to be complemented with equally great characters, direction, and fewer logical choices that need elaboration. Do I think it's a bad movie? No. What's good definitely keeps it afloat. And we certainly need more horror films like this that think outside of the box. But a unique idea only takes you so far. Despite my personal reservations, I think if you're a fan of the horror genre, this is worth checking out. Maybe you think it's great. Maybe you're like me and you think it has its highs and lows. Either way, I am weirdly going to say I recommend it. My honest rating for Don't Breathe, a 3 out of 5.
If we get this money, I'm going away with you guys.
I know you will.
Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I really appreciate it. Have a great day. Stay safe and healthy out there. Hope to see you soon. One final caveat as you guys move on with your day, I've decided to test my luck at a Patreon, so please consider supporting the channel. No obligations, of course, no content is gated off, but any and all contributions would mean a lot. Link in the description. Have a great one, folks.